Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of TigerTales. We started on our next part of the story of going down the slippery slope of darkness of the world of sexual exploitation in my life. Okay, so to recap, where we had left off on the last episode, I had just gone through a separation and walked myself back into the world of commercial sex industry. I had previously been a dancer and I was much older and I couldn't do that anymore. I actually did attempt to go get a management position at a club called Cheetah in West Palm Beach, and I almost got hired. Except the main manager said that I would have been too much like a peer to the other girls, and that probably wouldn't work out. Otherwise, he would have hired me. So I had gone on so many interviews. I'm talking, I don't know, I put out at least 90 applications, constantly just throwing them out anywhere I could, going on interviews, just nothing was hitting. So I started telling myself. I was already abusing myself anyway. I was at a moment of like total financial vulnerability, not wanting to end up homeless with my son, keeping him in a safe environment. So I did. And that went downhill so quickly. So I got to see basically every element of the underbelly of the sale of sex outside of me working on the streets. I was above that. I couldn't do that, but I could do everything else. So I was sold online. I was in a brothel where we had to line up and be picked. That was terrifying, humiliating, exhausting. Talk about an emotional ball of disgusting. From that, I left that because I was giving a lot of money to the house that I was working at. I went on my own, decided that wasn't safe. And then I got into the last agency that I was with. It was called Platinum Modeling Agency. It was not a modeling agency. And that is where I was sold out of hotel rooms. Very seedy, very intricate operation. I never ever saw the main guy. I had a watcher who would keep an eye out on the clients coming in and out, and I had an appointment setter who was another girl, but never met her. The pictures online were not me. I never spoke to anybody, and I never knew who was coming to the door. I prayed harder than I have ever prayed in my entire life. And my prayer was, Lord, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. I know this isn't what you want me to be doing, but I don't have anything else. So would you please just keep me safe? Please make sure I make it home. Don't let me get arrested and don't let me get killed. Never ever did I pray, Lord, give me something else. I didn't think at that point in time, I didn't even think I had any other options because I felt like I had exhausted all options. My self-worth was beyond in the trash. I felt like that was my lot. And if I could just get ahead, then I wouldn't do it anymore. Well, I know at one point I had a 15-foot angel standing behind me, protecting me. I like to say it was Michael. I like to say that my Jesus sent me Michael. But I know that I was protected. And I know that he cried with me when I did that. But little by little, I guess the fear got too much. But then I did have an opportunity. I stumbled upon a daytime job, and it was bartending at a local, actually it was the restaurant that was attached to Cabela's. It was a nice restaurant, looked like a hunting lodge really. And so I was like, well, in Florida, in order to get a daytime bartending job, someone's got to die because that's just the whole area is wrought with hospitality. So night times were easy to get. I didn't want to work nights because I wanted to be able to be with my son. So I was able to work daytime, and that was my out. I had finally had enough It was just scary. Like they had, I definitely learned and understood the mental manipulation and mind control of knowing if I don't show up, what could possibly happen. Because I did have the ability to come home and go back and come home and go back. But I knew, like, they knew where I lived. They knew I was a single mom. I knew it was probably, for a while I was like, it's not a good idea if I don't. Then I was just like, you know what? I can't anymore. And I guess it was honestly just the strength of God. He gave me strength to walk out of it. So I look at that time of my life as an absolute and total training ground. I got to see the ugly. I got to see the evil. I got to see how it worked. And honestly, it doesn't scare me because I know the truth of what it is. So life started getting better, so that was kind of the precursor prior to my talk with God on the prayer walk at the cross. So fast forward, I got Tiger Lily going. I totally just even try to forget that part of my life even happened. It was ugly. Nobody knew I did it. So it was going to stay my secret, and I survived it. And so when I came back, I'm here to St. Louis. I really, truly, that's why I felt like I came back from a war, because I had walked through the trenches of death. And to feel like I was finally home and safe around people who loved me, not having to feel like, if I could put like a place to describe how my life felt, it was like I was on the darkest, dirtiest city street at night in the rain, wind blowing, and nobody around but me in the dirt in the road. That's what that time of my life felt like. So to come home, I felt like I was coming back to like wide open fields and bright and happy and healthy. And so I came back, right? So anyway, so Tiger Lily is going and growing, and single mom stuff going, right? And this was probably in 2016-ish, maybe 17. I was getting ready for a meeting, and I'm in the shower, and God always gets to me at water, in water, around water, calls me to water. It's weird. But I'm in the shower and I'm thinking of just stuff, getting ready, and out of nowhere, the thought of Amy from Northwood hits me like a ton of bricks, like took the wind out of me almost. And I buckled in the shower and I start crying uncontrollably. And I was like, God, what is this about? Like, I am so far from Amy. Like, I don't even know where she's at. I don't even know if she's alive. Is that what you're telling me? Is something wrong with Amy? Like, why is she so heavy on me? And I'm getting out of the shower, and he drops two phrases into my mind. One, the Scarlet Line. Two, the House of Rahab. And, I'm pretty baby brand new still believer, and I know some stuff in the Bible. I know some stories. I knew that name, but I didn't know who she was. And so I get out of the shower anyway, and I Google, who is Rahab and where can I find her in the Bible? And I read her story. And if anybody doesn't know, Rahab was a prostitute, but she was a very, very smart prostitute. She was also a business owner. She did textile stuff. In her home, she had a home. She was a homeowner, a female in that time who owned her own home. Her house was at the gates going into Jericho, and it was in the wall. So when the spies were going to check out Jericho, the promised land, she housed the spies. They were on the opposite side of the team of where, that's where she lived, and they were coming in to take it over. So she protected them, hid them on her roof, and let them look. And when the soldiers came to look for the spies, she was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. They must have gone, they went that way. She protected them. So because of that, because of her courage, the Lord had promised her, if you hang this scarlet line out of your window, you and everybody in your household will be spared, because we're taking this down, right? And her home was in the wall. So they were basically like, whoever you call into your home, they're going to be safe. Anybody outside of here that belongs to you, their blood is on their hands. We're giving them this opportunity. So the walls come down. Rahab's house is spared. Rahab ends up progressing in life, and she totally redeemed into a she's in the lineage of Jesus. Like, she was the grandmother to our king. It's amazing. So I still, at that time, I'm like, that means absolutely nothing to me other than the fact of, holy cow, she was a prostitute. And you just gave me that when I was crying over Amy, who was a prostitute. Again, I am not even, the thought of me in that connection, not even there. So, yeah, time goes on. Months go by. Amy hits me again. I buckle again, but this time I was really scared. Like, something really happened to Amy. Like, I felt like she was either hurt, dead, or in jail, or something. Oh, my alarm. So, how do I stop that? Okay. No, go away. All right. So that's actually a good ending point, because now we're on to the next part of Amy's presence even more. So, the House of Rahab and the Scarlet Line. The whisper is spoken. Where do we go next? Stay tuned, and I'll tell you. So, thanks for following. Meredith with Tiger Lily Resources. And I'll fill you in next time. I'm signing out.